Well, it is another week, it is another podcast, and another episode of Chocolate Cake. Once again, at Chocolate Cake is a podcast that brings you the things that surround by my life every day and the thoughts that come to mind. I feed to you, to your brain, in a form of chocolate cake, which is, again, not physical, it is mental. And for episode 3 today, I've got something special. I got an interesting topic that I was thinking about for the past week, and to share with you, here we go. I like to call it growing up. Growing up is a mindset to me. Growing up is something that people honestly don't have yet, and it's kind of silly, it's a little irritating, it's kind of sad to watch people not have this mindset. For what I mean, you have people who are young, around, I'd say 25, 24, 26, and they still act like they're teenagers. They still do the same things they did when they were kids. They don't really have much responsibility. They continue to just go with the flow kind of thing. And I'm here to explain why that's stupid. And you should stop. And you should grow up. The time is now. Now, I don't mean growing up as like what you like or what you like to do. You know, me, I'm almost 30 years old and I still play video games. I still watch cartoons. You know, that's fine. That's your personality. That's what you like to do. That's just what I like to do. I mean, I'm never going to stop doing that until I get old. And maybe I'll stop liking games. Maybe I'll stop watching movies or something like that. But that's what I like to do in my spare time. When I mean growing up, it's your responsibilities in life and your outlook on what you're going to do. I learned at a young age that there's going to come a point in time in my life, and this was handed down to my mom, that you're not going to have everything in front of your face. You're not going to have things that are given to you. You're not going to have help with those things that are given to you. You're going to have to work hard. And everyone's like, yeah, I work hard, you know. No, you got to understand, it's a mindset. You're going to have to bust your ass to get those things that you want. The world is not nice, but people continue to just go with the flow. For example, one of the main key points and things that I really hate seeing is people going to school just on a random class, just a random degree. And, you know, I'm going for psychology, or I'm going for earth studies or something. I'm like, oh, cool. Did you? Is that what you wanted to study? Did you know someone did it? Like, oh, well, you know, I don't know what I want to do yet. So I'm like, okay, why are you? You know, you're wasting a lot of money, right? You know, that's thousands of dollars that not necessarily down the drain. I'm glad you're getting your degree. I'm glad anyone should pursue a high level of learning. But school and school loans, I can do a whole nother podcast about that bad boy, because I'm sitting in it right now. So they're like, you know, I'm going this. It's like, why don't you put it on pause for a second? Why don't you get to do what you want to do? You know, it's kind of this plan that they haven't put together, that they're just kind of going with the flow kind of thing. You know, you gotta stop. You gotta put your mind to it. Realize what you want to do and seriously make a career out of it. People don't understand what career means. Career is something that's going to benefit you in life, something that's going to pay your way, something that you feel comfortable with. A career in something you don't really want to do and have no idea, it's not really a career. That's just a job. So why not try to merge them two together, you know? Get a job, career, something that you kind of want to do. It doesn't have to be the best thing in the world. Everything's not going to be 100% what you want to do, but try to get an example of something that makes you good money that you don't mind doing, at least. So you got to grow up. You got to grow up, and you got to tell yourself that I'm not where I want to be. How can I change it? So many people in this world wait, and it irritates me. So many people wait for the opportunity. And no one ever wants to say it. People procrastinate. People say this and that. So many people are waiting for their friend to come up to them and say, hey man, I got this job. It pays $30-$40 an hour. And you do this. And you're like, oh shit. Hook me up. So many people are waiting and they're stuck at this job that they don't want to do. They just continue to do it because they're waiting for something else to come about. When you're not pushing yourself, because there's jobs out there. Now, to give you an example, I worked at a job for 10 years. And within those 10 years, I've always had other jobs. I've always tried to hold 2 jobs for the most part, just because I was trying to get my apartment at the time, which I did, all by myself and all that stuff. And I told myself, I need to make more money. I need to get 2 jobs to get what I want. But I had no plan. I had no... What was I supposed to do after that? Work 2 jobs for the rest of my life? So years went past, and I moved to my own place, and moved back with my friend. I moved back into my own place, did the whole thing, and I told myself, I literally sat down one day, and I told myself, I was like, look, what do you need to do with your life to get somewhere better? To get in a better position? What do you need to do, Antonio? So I sat down, and this is true. Money is the key driving point to a lot of things in life. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, money doesn't bring you happiness, but money is the key driving point to so many things in life. Credit and money, don't squander those things. It's not a joke. So I sat down, I said, I need more money. I need more money so I can get up on my own feet by myself and continue to do things that I want. So I said, look, I've been at this job for a long time. They've been telling me I need to move up, but I gotta apply myself. So that's what I did. I hunkered down, I put my 2 feet down, and I bust my ass. So I was already doing a good job. I was already a good worker, but I exploded. I didn't call out once. I showed up early. I left late. I tried to say, hey, what can I do to do this? What can I do to move up? And, I moved up to a manager, a shift manager. I was like, I gotta keep pushing. I gotta make more money. I make more money, I'll be able to do this. I'll be able to look for another job. It's gonna come into place. I just gotta do it. So I kept doing it. I kept going forward. And it just so happens it didn't work. I got a pretty much saying, hey, we really don't need another person moving up right now. They were focused on other people there that I on, which was fine. I'm not hating on no one. But before that, actually, it was a lot of like, hey, maybe, just keep doing this, just keep doing that. Won't you do this and add this extra to your palette and do this and do that? I was like, yeah, I got it. I'm on it. I'm doing it, and I got it. And then I got hit with the, we don't need that right now. So that was disappointing. That put a wrench in the system. So I went and I sat back down. I put my thoughts together. I was like, look, if I'm not going to make the money here, I got to find somewhere else. But I'm not just going to roll out. I got to make sure I got all my assets together, make sure I finish everything. So what I found out, this was probably at the 9-year mark, 8.5 years. I found out that if I stay the 10 years, I get a decent payout from my stock money. So I was like, look, Antonio, bust your ass, get the job done, stay the 10 years, get out. You got to get something that's going to give you more, and if you're going to take a lot of bullshit, you better be getting paid extra for it. So it's like, I got to get out, I got to do something else. So I asked around, I called people, I asked people, I looked into car dealerships, anything that was going to make me more money, I started to look for it because I had to, I needed to, I wanted to, I had to have that mindset. I no longer can go by day to day hoping or thinking something will get better. So I looked around everywhere and I found a job. Now the job I got now, I don't really like it too much. It's okay, but it pays me good. It pays me real good. I'm using that to launch me into something that I want. It's a mindset that people don't have and people need to get with. It's a mindset that you need to take a hold of and stop going by day to day and hoping and wishing things got better. I think everything to my mom. She pushed me harder than anyone else. She pushed me and made me do things. For example, I had to get out of the house at a young age. For most people, young age. Turning 21, I believe, is when I had to roll out. So many people are living with their parents, which is not a bad idea. You know, you're saving money, that's fine, and your parents might not charge you rent, which is fantastic. But if your parents aren't charging you rent, they're not charging you anything living in the house, you need to take advantage of that situation. Do not squander a situation that's been presented to you that's going to benefit you in life and go by day to day. Utilize that. When I was in my mom's house, I had that mindset to look, pay off your car, you got a huge car insurance bill. It's incredibly high from all the accidents and tickets. Get that stuff paid off. Get your car paid off. I had plans. I put all this stuff together. I had a mindset. I had to grow up. You can't just sit there every single day hoping life will get better. And if we all heard the story, work hard and, but work hard is fine. But have a plan. Have an idea of what you're going to do. You can work hard at McDonald's. What that's going to get you? One of the scariest things in life, and no disrespect to anyone, a job is a job to get money. But I cannot stand seeing people who are 40 years old, 45 years old, 50 years old, working like a fast food place or, just a low-end job that you're not getting anything out of. And I understand, they didn't have what was presented in front of them, as most people do. They didn't have it easy. That's fine. I understand that. But there's always other ways to get out. I have so many older people saying, you got to do it while young, do it while young. And they're so right because they've been through it. They've seen it. They know. They're like, look, I'm stuck in this place, but you don't have to be. Learn from my mistake. Get out, do something that you want to do. Doing this podcast is helping me out and express the things that I want to do. Because I'm going to take it further. I got plans, I got ideas, I got videos I want to do. I want to do something that I enjoy, that I like. My job right now pays me well. I worked hard to get this job. I kept my record clean. I don't do drugs, and that was a pretty big thing with the job. You can't do both of those things. Got to be on point. And the job is stressful, but it pays you very well. I'm able to buy things I want and like. I'm able to live on my own, support myself. I can, if I want to, I can just live like this for the rest of my life. But this is not where I want to be. I had a mindset a long time ago, and again, I thank my mom, that I had to grow up. Stop doing all the things you were as a kid. Stop doing all the things you were as a teenager. Realize the things you have to do. Get down to nitty gritty. Make a plan, make an idea, and go with it. Because there will be a point in time in your life, it might be far, but there will be a point in time in your life where you can't do those things, and you are slowly but surely getting stuck. Slowly but surely, Jesus. I don't want to be that person. That terrifies me. There's so much things in life that you got to get a hold of, that you got to do. Stop letting people help you up all the time. I'm glad your mom bought you a car. I'm glad your dad helped you with this. Take advantage of those situations. Don't sit there and live in your parents' house and not take advantage of that situation. That's so annoying. Take advantage. Put some money aside. Ask your mom what to do. Ask someone for different job experience. Just put your stuff out there, I had a person who was a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, who wanted a job where he said, look, I need a job. Is your job hiring? And I said, my job is always hiring, because it's not an easy job, but we're always hiring. We pay some decent money. And he said, okay, well, is there any requirements? You have to go to college or something like that? I said, no, not at all. You just got to have a clean driving record. And he says, I don't have anything on my record, no speeding tickets. I said, cool. And you gotta, they give you a drug test. And I said, not only do they give you a drug test, they test you when you're like in a crash.